Good afternoon. Eric Arnold here in the Sports Barn. It's Sunday, May 17th. Welcome if you're first time here. We talk about sports. Loaded show, so let's get right into it. Don't want to spend too much time just talking in a circle like I normally do. Correction time. We're going to make a correction from our previous show where we talked about the Angels. It's got nothing to do with the Angels. We talked about Bryce Harper. And apparently what I did was gave this guy props because he had posted a long Instagram post detailing his proposed schedule. I read that as this guy wants to play. I view that as a good thing for me because I want to see baseball. Well, apparently, here's the rest of the story that Mark, who you've met in previous episodes, pointed out to me, and I guess I need to do a better job of getting complete information. I got to look at how he has his phone set up because he gets tweets and information, and he is instantly alerted if anything happens in the world of sports, and I'm not. So seriously, I got to figure out a way to hook that up for myself. But back to Harper. Apparently what happened was prior to his Instagram post, at least a day prior to that, he was on one of these, kid things that these guys do that they sit there and they stream themselves live online. Playing games or something, is it called Twitch or something like that, and they're playing a game and they get their headset on and they're talking to either the public or they're talking to their buddies, but it's all public. In other words, whatever they say goes out over the internet, just like, I actually check this stuff to make sure I haven't said something too inflammatory, and if I do, I just delete that video, but it's all live. So this went out for live consumption, and I guess the topic of Blake Snell came up. He was the one that said he didn't want to play because he didn't think it was worth the risk. He wanted his money. And Bryce Harper said, quote, "He ain't lying. He's speaking the truth, bro. I ain't mad at him. Somebody's got to say it. At least he manned up and said it. Good for him. I love Snell. The guy's a beast. One of the best lefties in the game." Now again, he's referring back to left-hander Blake Snell of the Rays, who said, I guess, and then again, I'm ripping these quotes out of ESPN articles, so I assume they're accurate. "No, I gotta get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine, okay?" That'll go right down with, "Hey, let's play 2 by Ernie Banks." I gotta get mine, okay? Yeah. So let me editorialize here. I said I wouldn't for Snell, but I will for you, Harper. I don't like Harper. I never have. The guy has all the talent in the world, and what's he done with it? And now he's my problem, because I'm a Phillies fan, and we foolishly went out and signed this guy to a mega deal, and here he doesn't even want to play. He doesn't want to play. I mean, that Instagram post was somebody, probably his agent, got to him or the players union and said, "Dude, shut the fuck up. I mean, what are you doing, man? You're talking out of school. You're hurting our bargaining position. Shut up." So now, out comes the Instagram post, and kudos to you because you fooled me. I thought you wanted to play. As it turns out, I got to get mine. You're all on board with I got to get mine. So it's all bad. I mean, that's bad for will we have a season or not. It's bad for me as a Phillies fan because I don't see anything in I got to get mine that says we're going to become a winning team. I don't recall in any of these MJ documentary things, which I've been conflicted about, because, here's one of the great winners of all time telling you how he won, and basically it's being a talented, maniacal, single-focused jerk. But I don't know that any of that is, I gotta get mine, I'm concerned about what I'm getting paid. All that guy gives a shit about is winning. and he'll beat the shit out of his teammates if they're not pulling their weight. And if that makes him a jerk, it makes him a jerk, but I'm going to win, God damn it. I'm sure that, he enjoyed winning by being the high scorer on their team too. But I don't recall in these videos or these documentaries about MJ about talks about money. Maybe it was there in some fashion, but and maybe I missed it. But for the most part, the guy just was more interested in winning games. I got to get mine okay. I don't see that in there. I don't see winning in there. So, so we retract any kudos we gave Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, as Denny Green would have said, he is who we thought he was. He is who we thought he is. And so we'll get to you, Bryce. The Phillies are coming up. It'll be a couple weeks before we get to the Phillies, but we're going to talk about the Phillies. So that's our retraction on Bryce Harper. What else we got here? Oh, it looks like we're going to talk about the Astros in a minute. I thought this was interesting. There's going to be an Astros documentary produced by a company owned by LeBron James. So LeBron James is paying, and I don't know if he's involved in the actual story of the Astros cheating scandal. The inside story. It's like the inside story. Ooh, tell me more. So I don't know if he's got a source or something inside the Astros. Somebody's going to talk. That would be interesting. My guess is he doesn't. These type of scandals, they're pretty, usually these teams are pretty good about locking down the information. And, it's omerta, man. Shut up. Don't say anything to anybody. This is the company line. Don't know nothing about nothing. And that's more or less how the Astros have played this whole thing straight down the line with the investigation by MLB. One football-related note. I saw that the Madden video game, I don't play video games, but I guess they're very popular. And one of the reasons I don't play these video games is, I just kind of figure, I don't know. Is it like real football, or is it still, like you see in the old commercials where if I had a Bo Jackson in Tecmo Bowl, I just ran that one pattern and I'd score every time. That's not very realistic. Well, apparently, I don't know if the game's much more realistic now than it was 20 years ago, as far as video games go. Apparently, the guy won the whole title, and then there's money attached to this. I mean, they actually, put up pretty good sized money for these tournaments, these Madden tournaments, among others. I suppose there are others. He won by never passing. He played a punter at quarterback, where I guess the object was, it's a cap. Everybody's capped out, I guess, as far as who the players are that they're able to draft on their team. So he spends no money at quarterback where other people are busting the bank getting quarterbacks. He puts a punter there and never throws the ball. And then he uses that extra money he got to just get these crazy talented defensive players. And he won the whole thing by doing that. Is that realistic? I mean, I do think that there are going to be advances in football in the coming years. I do think that the running game is a place where teams can evolve and get better and get an advantage over their opponents, but I don't know if that'd work in real football. If we just told the opponent, you know what, we got a punter here, and we're so goddamn good at running the ball, we're not even going to pretend that we're going to pass. In fact, we might as well just be playing you with 10 guys, and you can't stop us. I don't know. I'm just not sure that would work. So I thought that was interesting. I think that just kind of proves my concept that I still don't know these games are all that realistic. despite all the advances that there have been, you know, my theory's always been, you know, I don't play video games. When I'm 95 and all my friends are dead, then I'll probably just catch up on all the video games that I've never played. I figure by then they'll have some kind of headset that I can put on, and then like Firefox, I can just think and move the games, move the little players with my mind, and I won't need any kind of reflexes, which at that point will all be gone. I probably won't be able to move at all if I'm 95. So that's the plan there. All right, so that's our lead in. Let's talk Astros. The Houston Astros, probably the most controversial team in the league. In case you missed it, these guys have been outed for cheating. I believe it's been pretty conclusively proven. Their general manager was suspended for a year. Their manager was suspended for a year. They now have the A.J. Hinch, old manager, out. Jeff Luhnow, is that how you pronounce it? General manager, he was the general manager, you know, going back. He's kicked out, gone. So now we have a new manager, Dusty Baker. He's been around forever. He of the previously of the Giants, of the Reds, of the Cubs, of the Nationals. That might not have been in order, but he's been around, so he's the manager. So what do we know here about the Astros? Here's a line I drew. This is where the cheating began, as far as we can tell. It began in the 2017 season, as you can see. Now, you could read this one of two ways. You know, pretty good team, but boom, jumps up to 101 wins and they win the World Series. Why? Well, we were cheating, of course. Or, you know, it was a young team that was starting to get mature and coming into their own. It's probably a little of both. So, 17, the cheating is definitely established. 18 and 19, they deny it. I think they've been pretty well established. They're all liars, so you can't, you know, what they say matters not. I think it is much more likely than not that they were cheating in 19 and 18, as well as 17. So I'm going to say these 3 years, cheating. And the cheating, if you don't know, was all offense related, that they would have electronic signals in some fashion in real time to the batter. So as the batter is at the plate, they read the catcher's sign, they transmit it in some fashion, either via a visual signal or an electronic signal on some kind of a buzzer on the batter's body, telling him whether it's a curveball or a fastball, which is a big advantage if you know what's coming. You know, it's simply you just don't swing at the breaking ball stuff and you wait for a fastball. So I would say it's a pretty big advantage that they had. So we're thinking now they no longer have this advantage. How are we going to play this? Tough. Talent-wise, this team still has a lot of talent. Third in runs last year, first in pitching, first in fielding. Pitching and fielding would be two areas that would have been mostly unaffected by the cheating. So we could probably say that certainly the fielding, the pitching, you know, they lost one of their big guns. Garrett Cole goes to the Yankees. They don't have him. Justin Verlander's a year older. You know, are they going to be the same? The number is 94 and a half, which is a pretty significant step down from what they've been doing. So I would say the consensus, the Vegas consensus, is these guys are going to be hurt by losing that cheating edge. What do we think? I don't know. I'll tell you this. if there's one entity anywhere where this virus has been lucky, has been the Houston Astros, because these guys would have been booed mercilessly throughout the country all season long. Now there are no fans there to boo these assholes. So this is largely going to be forgotten. They are probably going to skate on this. However, I think that this is probably a motivated group, because everybody is now saying that was tainted. They can lie to themselves all they want. Oh, we won. It's not tainted. There's no asterisk. Yeah, whatever. Nobody respects you guys. And you can pound your chest all you want about what winners you are, but no one thinks that. So I think these guys are going to be motivated to win. I would be, I'd be embarrassed that I got caught. They all probably thought it was really not going to be a big deal, and they probably never thought that if they did get caught, it would blow up like it did. And now they're probably embarrassed that they got caught, and they're probably embarrassed they did it at all. They're probably telling themselves, I didn't need to do that. I could have hit that home run without that guy banging on the trash can. Yeah, maybe not, maybe yes, I don't know. But I bet these guys are motivated to prove that they could. So I'm thinking we're going to play these guys up. I think that number might be a little low. I think you got a real talented group here that's got a hard on and want to play. I really kind of think you do. There's a lot of young talent, or talent in its prime there. Altuve, Bregman. Bregman's probably their best player. Verlander's getting older, but the guy's still probably in half a season. Yeah, that guy's probably good for half a season to be at an ace level. Greinke, he's a good number 2. We'll probably make some kind of a deal or something, or figure out what to do with the rest of the pitching there. I think we can go ahead and say the Astros, I like them to compete in the West with the Dodgers. I think that's going to be, I think that'll be kind of cool in a way. In other words, these are two teams that would not play each other normally in a normal season. Now, under virus season, where you got the NL West and the AL West lumped together, these two are going to play each other more than a few times. And I know if I were these guys, I would hate the shit out of these guys, because they're the ones that got cheated in 2017. They're the ones that lost in 7 games in 2017. Oh yeah, I'd want a piece of those guys like there's no tomorrow. So those should be some good games with some heat, I'm hoping. I'm betting wise, you might get some value here with these Astros. If you're going to sit there and think that they're just going to go out there and score 2 and 3 runs and it'll be a totally different team, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I think these guys are good enough that they're going to figure out a way to do whatever it takes to stay good. Motivation's a big thing in sports. Motivated people usually succeed, and the trick is trying to figure out who is truly motivated. And I think these guys are going to be motivated. How motivated is I gotta get mine, bro? How motivated are they? I would argue not that much. These guys, yeah. Now, Mark will probably tell me tomorrow that half the Astros came out and said, I gotta get mine, bro. It's like, all right, then I'll do a correction show tomorrow. But for now, we are betting the Astros. So there. All right, well, I don't even know what what team's next alphabetically. I guess I should have figured that out. I guess I could try to do it right here. Let's see. We got Houston, the Angels, what's left? Oakland, Seattle, Texas. So I guess the Oakland A's. Well, that'll be good. I mean, you know, that'll be the next team that's in the mix here with these two. You know, those are your top 3 teams. So we'll do the A's tomorrow, and that'll be that. So, hey, thanks for hanging out. Sooner or later we'll have sports. Mark tells me within the next 2 weeks we should have some kind of either NHL or NBA or MLB agreement about when this is all going to start. We're hoping July. He's a little more optimistic than I am. I hope MLB has a season, otherwise I just handicap something that's never going to happen. There's a joke there somewhere, but I can't come up with it. All right, thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you again.